So first of all, I would like to welcome to first session of the May 2024 iEARN Virtual Project Exhibition. We are thrilled to see so many people here from all around the world today. This event will showcase the inspiring project work and outcomes achieved by iEARN classrooms around the world. Today, you will hear directly from educators and youth about their iEARN project work and final products. Before we begin, let's go over a quick review of some of the features in the Zoom webinar space so all attendees can navigate and participate seamlessly. When typing a comment or questions in the chat box, please set it to all panelists and attendees. We encourage lots of lively discussion in chat box. Throughout, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead and introduce yourself and share in the chat box where you are joining from if you haven't already done. So go ahead. And please type in questions and comments. We will try our best to address all questions as we go along. Also, we are welcome to share about the event on social media channels using the hashtag. You can write hashtag iEARN VPE 2024 or hashtag iEARN Virtual Exhibition 2024. You know that we are recording this webinar and we'll be sharing it in a follow-up email to all of you. And now I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Maliha Mohseni, and I'm from iEARN Iran. Today I'm joined by my colleague Minu. She's also from iEARN Iran and supporting the student guest house. I'm also joined by my colleague from iEARN USA, with whom we are partnering to produce this event, very special event, to be a very special event. Colleagues from iEARN USA include Nicole, who is sharing slides and videos, Jimmy, who is assisting with the presenters technology, and Melissa, who is answering questions and sharing information in the chat box. Anyhow, our team has worked hard to put this virtual project exhibition together, and we thank you all for joining us today. Now I'm going to talk about iEARN. For those of you who are new to iEARN, I'd love to share briefly about the work that we do. You know that iEARN is the International Education and Resource Network, is a robust K-12 educational network that enables schools, teachers, and students around the world to connect online and collaborate on projects that tie classroom learning with real-world issues. iEARN was established in 1988 as a pilot project between 12 schools in New York and Soviet and 12 schools in Moscow in former Soviet Union during the height of the Cold War. In the first collaborative project, students worked in both English and Russian on curriculum-based project designed by participating teachers. They used the technologies available at the time before the internet to communicate with one another and build friendships. Our international network has grown exponentially since 1988, as has our ability to connect online and collaborate. This project year, iEARN connected over 1,000 teachers and almost 2,000 students from over 50 countries in global project. There are approximately 50 projects in iEARN, all designed and facilitated by teachers and students to fit their curriculum and classroom needs and schedules. iEARN projects are interdisciplinary and connect learners across different age groups, for example, K-12, and different subject areas, including creative and language arts, social science, and STEM. Participants select an online project and look at how they can integrate it into their classroom. And students connect with their global peers in online forum spaces to meet one another and collaborate on projects. In addition to connecting students learning with local issues and meeting specific curriculum needs, every project proposed by teachers and students in iEARN has to answer the question, how will this project improve the quality of life in the planet? So this is important for us, that how this project improve the quality of life on the planet. This vision and purpose is the glue that holds iEARN together, enabling participants to become global citizens who make a difference by collaborating with their peers around the world. In 2015, iEARN mobilized its global network to ensure that each iEARN project aligned with at least one of the world's newest 17 Sustainable Development Goals, a set of targets relating to future international development. Through collective learning and action, youth are making a difference through iEARN projects that meet the global SDGs, such as ending poverty, protecting the planet, and ensuring prosperity for all. Before we introduce the presenters, I would like to welcome a member of iEARN Executive Council, Stephanie from iEARN USA, to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Stephanie Ortiz-Sidlick. As she said, I'm the Executive Director of iEARN USA, but I'm really excited to be here to represent iEARN International's Executive Council. It's really wonderful to see students come together to present the work that you've done this year, and I'm excited to learn about your projects. Virtual exchange really has the ability to bring the world into the classroom. Very few students, especially in the K through 12 space, the kindergarten through 12th grade space, get to travel abroad. And virtual exchange opens up the world and possibilities for students. It has the ability to spark an interest in the world and what is happening throughout the world and each student's individual role within the world. It builds connections between students and their peers around the world. It helps students learn how to work collaboratively with people who come from different places, who have different perspectives, who have different ideas. These are all skills that are wonderful for anyone to have, and it will help students be successful academically, especially in college when you're in a new environment with a lot of new people from different places, and in today's workforce, which is very much global. I want to congratulate, before you're presenting, I want to congratulate the students and the teachers who are presenting today, and also all of the students and teachers who completed iEARN projects this year. We hope it was a wonderful experience for you, and we're really excited to learn more. Thank you.
Thank you to you, Stephanie. We appreciate you speaking from iEARN Executive Council. Today, we are excited to showcase 5 different iEARN projects during this session of the exhibition. Our project is Sustainability, Water is Life, Girlizing, Storytelling for Social Change, and Global Art, A Sense of Caring. We have a special guest joining us today to serve as your host and introduce each of the presenters. I'd like to welcome Arya, who is in grade 5 at Farangistan Education Complex in Tehran, Iran. Arya has participated in iEARN projects, and we are honored to have him as our guest host for this session. I will now hand it over to Arya to begin our event. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. first project is thank you, Miss Malay Mohseni. Hello, I'm Arya and I'm delighted to introduce the first presentation. Hello, I'm Arya and I'm in the Student Bees project partner school planned activities that raise environmental answers. Students address environmental problems at local, national, and global levels. Through their agencies, innovation and culture and diversity we will be hearing from students and teachers in Turkey and Taiwan who collaborated on this project. Next slide. Today we'll be hearing from Miss Catherine Bozdogan, a teacher from Turkey, and her students. We will also hear from Miss Zhu Fang Chen, a teacher from Taiwan, and her students. Miss Catherine Bozdogan teaches grade 6 and 7 and has been in iEARN for 3 years. Miss Zhu Fang Chen teacher grade 7 and has been in iEARN for 5 years. Next slide. And with that, we'll now hand it to Miss Bozdogan to start the presentation.
Dear friends, we are honored to present the Sustainabees International collaboration to you today. Next slide, please. By implementing the project, we aimed to raise environmental awareness about sustainable development in cities and promote use of clean energy. And the main global competencies we wanted to develop are linguistic competencies to communicate globally. We also value sustainability and promote cultural heritage and natural heritage, foster individual initiative and whole school action and approach, holistic approach, and respect cultural diversity. Next slide, please. Our students developed research and cultural thinking skills throughout the project, and they communicated in English during virtual conferences. Now I'd like to pass, before we watch the video, I'd like to pass my word on to Kuzey and Ayça, who will represent themselves and then tell you about the project by video presentation. Now, so Kuzey and Ayça, it's your turn.
Hello, I'm Kuzey. Hello, I'm Ayça. We would like to tell you about how we worked on our project. So let's play the video presentation. Next slide, please.
When we started our project, we created an action plan to interview experts from different countries, take local actions creatively, and then share the outcomes locally and globally. We agreed that the main environmental problems in our school community are rubbish, air pollution, and as a result, climate change. As a solution, we need to reduce school waste and use clean energy in school. We did a research and found out that extensive rubbish, such as food leftovers and plastic waste, are the main problems in our school community. To solve these problems, we decided to reduce food waste in the dining hall, collect plastic cups, and shift to solar energy.
We had the pleasure to interview Mr. Kiyotaka Akasaka, the former United Nations Under-Secretary General for Communications and Public Information, during which we talked about UN SDGs and 2030 Agenda. We created solar panel models at STEM lessons. Our PIP students made vehicles from recyclable materials to support SDG 12.
Primary school students grew tomatoes and cucumbers in glasshouse and indoors. Grade 6 students from Sustainabees Club cooked apple candies, and elementary school students made fruit sticks from seasonal fruits. Grade 8 students painted old furniture to use for parental meetings.
Our grade 5 students hosted a trash show during which they presented their recyclable costumes. Then, we hosted a school exhibition about SDGs for grade 7.
We were excited to host several virtual meetings for our project partners in United States of America, Spain, the Netherlands, and Taiwan.
Today, we have two students from Taiwan who will tell us about their environmental problems and solutions. Ms. Tzu, your students can continue.
Okay, thanks.
Hi,
Andrew and
everyone.
Alicia.
My name is Andrew Lin. Welcome to our presentation about local environmental problems. Hello, my name is Alicia Lin. Today we are going to learn about some things happening around us in a daily basis. Also, we will show you what we can do to help with it. Do you know what environmental problems are? Environmental problems are things that cause damage to our environment, such as pollution and litter. Do we have local environmental pollution here in Taiwan? Yes, in Taiwan, several local environmental pollution issues have been of concern, such as air and water pollution. Air pollution results from emissions of harmful gases, water pollution from contamination by chemicals and waste. Oh no, that doesn't sound good. So what can we do to help? We can help reduce pollution by conserving energy through simple actions like turning off lights and unplugging electronics when not in use. Also, reducing, reusing, and recycling materials can minimize waste and contribute to a cleaner environment. Next slide, please. Can you give an example of reusing recycling materials? Yes. In the recent project of Sustainabees, we have crafted environmentally sustainable soap. We used recycled cooked oil in soap production and recycled bottles as containers to promote river and ocean cleanliness and reduce waste. Wow, it sounds very cool. It's like being a scientist and craftsman at the same time. Plus, it's helping the planet by using things that are good for the environment. Instead of throwing them away as waste, we give them a second chance of being something useful. Exactly. Making environmentally friendly soap with recycled materials provides a fun and educational opportunity for us to learn about recycling, science, and creativity all at once. Most importantly, we became aware of how our choices can positively impact the planet by reducing pollution and conserving natural resources. Here's a short video to show you how we make eco-friendly soap using recycled materials. Please play the video.
You can find all our works on the collaborative Padlet, and I think that we can be sharing the link. We would like to express our grateful and our gratitude and thanks to the iEARN family for welcoming us today. As you can see on the Environmental Problems and Solution Collaborative Padlet, here we have exposed numerous outcomes of the project, and I'm very honored and happy to say that this collaboration has taught us to be a researcher, a problem solver, a risk taker, and a global citizen are profile qualities. I think that even the small kids have a look from Taiwan. I think that Alicia and Andrew, they're grade 6 and grade 2 students. They have contributed so much to the development and the outcome of the project. Thank you for listening to us.
Excuse me. Thank you so much. Adia, would you like to go ahead and thank them and introduce the next group?
Thank you, Miss Bozdogan, Miss Chen, and their students, and for an inspiring presentation. I will now introduce the next presentation. Next slide. The Water is Life project brought students into active research and action-oriented collaboration concerning water as the vital essence of life. The primary goal of Water is Life project was the development, implementation, and reporting on a community action plan. We will be hearing from students and their teachers in Tunisia. Next slide. I am pleased to introduce Miss Nurul Huda Chakrun from Tunisia and her students. Miss Chakrun, teacher group grade 8 and has been in iEARN for 20 years. Next slide. I will now hand it to the group to present.
Hello everybody, my name is Oleshin. I'm 9th grade, I'm 14, and so nice to meet you all.
Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I am Yasmin Bjewi. I just turned 15 and I study in the 9th grade. I study in the middle pioneer school Farhat Hashid in Bezert in Tunisia. Nice to meet you.
Next slide, please.
Going to phase 1, we discussed project steps and outcomes.
We discussed the different phases of the project: observe, think, practice, and share, locally and globally via iEARN. Next slide, please.
Here's the photography workshop.
We got to practice some of the basic principles of photography and shooting videos, framing, rule of thirds, angle, and so many other techniques. Thank you. Next slide, please.
In phase 2, we observed our natural water resources.
In this phase, we observed water in its natural source and then contrasted that with what we are doing daily to waste it. Next slide, please.
Here we are in phase 3, in which we discussed an action plan, contact local authorities to help with water saving supplies, and we got advices.
In this phase, this is the poster we got from the local water authority illustrating the different water saving equipments. Next slide, please.
Finally, we discussed ways to reduce water bills, and we bought water-saving equipments for taps and toilet tanks. And we made posters for water-saving campaigns and encouraged schoolmates to turn off taps tightly after use.
In this phase, we had to rely on the help of Turn, iEARN chapter in Tunisia. Next slide, please.
During phase 4, we were sharing updates for our actions, and in iEARN, Forum Water is Life, and commenting on other people's work.
Next slide, please. Can you please play the video?
Welcome to our school.
opportunity to help save our earth, because water is a precious source that we are running out of.
Drip, drop.
This kind of clock must be stopped.
Through this project, we wanted to convey a message to the next generations that every drop counts and we are wasting too much water these days. So let's save water in our planet.
We can make a difference.
Thank you everyone for your attention.
Thank you to Miss Chakran and her students for a wonderful presentation. Next slide. I will now introduce the next presentation. Next slide. Girl Rising. The next project being presented is Girl Rising. In this project, students got to know 9 unforgettable girls living in the developing world who confronted tremendous challenges during discussions. Students were encouraged to share their ideas about what they can do to ensure that all girls and boys in the world have their right to equality education. We will be hearing from students and their teachers in Argentina and the teachers in Japan with whose students they collaborated. Next slide. I would like to introduce Miss Catherine Mabel Reyma, a teacher in Argentina. Miss Mabel Reyma has been in iEARN for 8 years and teaches 12th grade. I would also like to introduce Miss Mary Second, a teacher in Japan. Miss Seki, grade 12 and has been in iEARN for 11 years. Next slide. I will now hand it to Miss Mabel Reyma and her students and Miss Seki.
Hello, everyone. Catherine.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Okay, we are sharing with you the work that my students did last year. They were really impacted and they want to explain you what they think about these wonderful life stories and how important it is for them right now to study, to have an education. Next slide, please. They are all my students, and they started a kind of debate about studying, but you know, sometimes they feel like they don't need to study, they know everything, but how important it is really for them to study. Next slide, please. One of them is going to answer this question about how does obtaining or not obtaining a quality education impact one's personal future, but also communities, countries' future. Malena?
Hi guys. Well, by receiving a good education, both personally and in the country, it has a positive impact because by receiving education, we are receiving freedom and opportunities to have a better future as well, as allowing us to enjoy rights, thus living in a condition of equality.
Thank you, Malena. Next slide, please. The second one, which story did you find most compelling and why? Malena? My next Malena.
The story of Suma is the one we found most compelling because many girls also deserve to get education and be successful in life. And this short film inspired other people to help girls in the world so that they can have the chance to go to school and study.
Thank you, Malena. The next slide, please. The other question is, what admirable characteristics did you see in all of the stories in Girl Rising? Valeria?
Hello, I'm Valeria. Suma shows us admirable characteristics. She is brave, determined, visionary, she has leadership skills, she's strong, and she doesn't give up despite the many obstacles that are presented to her.
The last one. The next slide, please. And lastly, what statistics show in the movie resonated with you the most and why? Again, Malena.
The series of studies that we found more interesting is that there are more girls than boys in primary school worldwide. 75% of AIDS cases in sub-Saharan Africa are women and girls. Many girls are victims of sexual violence, as we could notice, and society gives a little importance to girls in some parts of the world.
Thank you, Malena.
Okay, maybe I can add something before we close.
Yes, just what they learn through these life stories is to value the sacrifice of their parents so that they have an education and go to school. They are now aware of it and are capable of achieving the best for their future. That's important. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, and actually, my students, I'm also a Girl Rising facilitator, and I teach 12th grade to global studies students, and we had 26 students last year. And unfortunately, tonight, most of them are in university, so I'm not with them. But we really appreciated this wonderful collaboration with the students in Argentina. So we learned the importance of quality education and gender equality together, and we could broaden our perspectives together. So we really appreciate the great time we had. So we're gonna keep working hard and learn hard and stand up and take actions together. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Mabel Reima and her students and Miss Seki for their very meaningful presentation. I will now introduce the next presentation. Next slide. Storytelling for social change. The next project that we will be presented is Storytelling for Social Change. The Storytelling for Social Change project was implemented by iEARN USA and was sponsored by the J. Christopher Stevens Virtual Exchange Initiative, a U.S. Department of State Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs program administered by the Aspen Institute. The program engaged Algerian, Tunisian, and American youth in a global collaboration to tell stories about real-world issues. Their local communities will be hearing from students in Tunisia who collaborated with students in Algeria and the United States and their teachers. Next slide. I'm pleased to introduce Miss Noura Toumi from Tunisia and her students. Miss Toumi teaches grade 10 and has been in iEARN for 1 year. I will now hand it to the group to present. Next slide.
Thank you so much. We iEARN family, we are so elated to be among the iEARN community, so elated to be among you today in this virtual festivity, this virtual exhibition of and for social change. We are so excited, actually, you joined our project Storytelling for Social Change, a project crafted by Pioneer High School of Manuba students. Next slide, please.
Hello, everyone. So in today's presentation, we're going to be talking about, first of all, we're going to start with a brief introduction, and then you're going to meet the team. Afterwards, we're going to talk about the icebreaker, and then social change. And afterwards, we're going to be sharing our stories, and that's it. Next slide, please. Okay, first, let's meet the team. The iEARN program was a great experience. We enjoyed the cultural exchange and learned a lot about SDGs. So, next slide, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna first speak about the quote that just showed that the human brain creates stories of the facts as narratives captivate our emotions and imagination. The human brain naturally loves storytelling and hearing stories more than hearing facts. So here it comes the importance of the storytelling, that it shows that it makes the human beings learn about certain problems in the world without being too boring, or it is closer to the human brain. Next slide, please.
So we're going to be presenting one of our famous artwork.
So I was told to express my experience in the iEARN program. So I did this artwork. You can see my signature on the top left. So yeah, the message is pretty clear. Open your mind, then find the truth. There's the colors of the SDGs. And yeah, we're learning about the SDGs, and it really opens our mind. So yeah, it's pretty clear. When words fail to express, it's very direct.
Next slide, please. So in this experience about social change, we are aware that the future of the world lies in the Sustainable Development Goals. Our mission here was clear. We learn about the SDGs and write our own story to make a change in the society. So we learn globally to act locally. And also we learned many values. We learned to share our opinions politely and accept the differences. And we had a new vision. We want people to take action. Together, we want to build a better future for the next generations and a more comfortable reality for us, using what we learned during this experience. Next slide, please. So during the iEARN experience, we actually learned a lot of new stuff. First of all, I would be talking about the soft skills. We learned a lot of leadership skills. We improved our communication abilities, and we got the chance to represent our own culture and learn about other culture. So that exchange of culture was actually also exchange of ideas. Second, we also learned how to edit videos, which we used multiple softwares like Canva and CapCut, and it was overall a great experience. Last but not least, we learned how to make a presentation and how to express our ideas through a project and through storytelling, how to change the world through stories, which may seem little and simple, but it's actually very deep. Also, our projects made a very good impact on on other students, which watched our videos and listened to our stories, which were very deep and impactful. Also, the exchange of the ideas and the cultures and all the different perspectives about the SDGs was very, very enriching. And we learned during this experience that we have to collaborate. Each opinion and each interaction matters. That is collaboration. Next slide, please. So our friend Farah will be talking a little bit about her video. Farah, please, will you open your mic?
Gladly. Will you please start with watching the video, and then I will explain.
Our planet, a tiny speck in the vastness of space, silently spinning amidst the stars. As we focus in, we find ourselves drawn to one particular corner. Tunisia, a land of breathtaking landscapes, where ancient history whispers through the winds, and golden deserts meet azure seas. But what if all we see is nothing but an illusion? Disarray spreads, reality becomes chaos. And as the dust settles, we find ourselves alone, surrounded by the remnants of our actions. Yet, amid the chaos, there's a flicker of hope. A small plant, resilient and determined, reminds us of nature's resilience. As we give the last drop of water to the struggling plant, such a sacrifice only shows our commitment to revive the desolate land. And with that selfless act, the cycle begins anew.
In my video highlighting Sustainable Development Goal 15, focusing on life on Earth, I wanted to address the issue of pollution in an engaging and imaginative way. It kicks off with a panoramic view of our planet, illustrating the global scale of pollution, while also showcasing the stunning natural landscapes of Tunisia, my homeland, a point of personal pride. However, beneath this surface, beauty lies a sobering reality. The TV screen symbolizes our false sense of security, thinking everything is fine. We transition to a solitary figure obscured in a desert landscape surrounded with litter and pollution, a poignant metaphor for the desolation resulting from our collective neglect of the environment. The howling wind serves as a powerful symbol of nature's discontent, a reminder of the consequences of our irresponsible actions. Yet amidst this bleakness, there's a glimmer of hope, symbolized by the ray of sunshine. The protagonist, though surrounded by decay, takes a selfless action, nurturing a struggling plant with the last drop of water, a testament of the resilience of life and the potential for positive change even in the face of adversity. The transformation from desolation to renovation symbolizes our collective capacity to overcome environmental challenges and restore balance to our planet. Finally, the video concludes with a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. For in the true nature of things, if we rightly consider, every green tree is far more glorious than if it were made of gold and silver. This quote serves as a poignant reminder of the intrinsic value of nature, emphasizing that its worth far exceeds material possessions. It calls upon us to prioritize environmental stewardship and recognize the priceless beauty of the natural world. Thank you.
Thank you, Farah. That was amazing. Thanks to everyone who was here today. We are very happy to present our project and our experience and the iEARN program. Thank you so much, everyone, and let's see the next project.
Thank you to Miss Tumi and her students for an excellent presentation. I will now introduce the final presentation. Next slide. The final project that will be presented is Global Art Essence of Caring. The Global Art Essence of Caring project, in which youth exchange digital photos, artworks, and writing on the theme of caring students. The design a class service learning project and demonstrates caring for others and take action to benefit the community. We will be hearing from teachers in Pakistan and Argentina whose classes collaborated. Next slide. I'm pleased to introduce Miss Hina Sejia from Pakistan and to reintroduce Miss Catherine Mabel Reima from Argentina. Miss Sadia teaches grade 7 to 9 and has been in iEARN for 12 years. I will now hand it to Miss Sadia and Miss Mabel Reima. Next slide.
Thank you so much. Hi, I am Hina Sadia from Karachi, Pakistan. And it's a very much honor for me to represent Pakistan and as well as my school practical schooling system. I'm working as a group facilitator of Global Art, a sense of caring. They say the theme is kind word with gifts. The purpose of this project is to bring awareness about the impact of our words on the development of child personality as well as in their mental growth. Practical schooling system has organized a theater play on May 18, 2024, in which my students perform on different characters and we invited parents especially for this skit. Next slide, please. We show two different stories of two different kids. Aisha is a very confident girl and Fatma between the friends between Aisha and Fatma. They were discussing about their project. Aisha was so much confident her project will approve and then she received a call that her project approved. In the same way, Fatma was worried and discussing about the project and then she received a call and that her project is slide please. We also show fairy and little angel character and which with little devil characters to make more color and interest in this scale. Fairy character develop passion, creativity, confidence, courage, and I can kind of abilities in the child. And which character develops captivity, confusion, hatred, carelessness, nervousness, abilities in the child. Next slide, please. In this slide, we show the role of parents and teachers. We show the best and worst form of comparison. In this slide, Aisha was comparing herself with her class fellows and she was saying that to her parent that my friends are far better than me, but her parents motivate her that if you really want to compare yourself, then compare yourself in good deed because we all are best in our own way. And God has given us few different and unique qualities. On other note, Fatma's parents compare her with her siblings and friends, and they took better marks. And we don't know anything. You have to study. You have to top in your exams. We also show the character of a teacher. Asha teachers was very encouraging. She promote her. She motivate her that you have to take part in the competition. She was so much nervous. She said, "No, I believe you. I trust you. I am with you. You are the best. You can do it. Just give your best. I'm with you." In the same way, Fatma's teacher were discouraging her. Even she was willing to take part, but she said, you are incapable and you cannot achieve anything in your life. The main thing is that I want to show in the skit that our words play a vital role in the development of child personality. Every child deserves best parent and teacher. Kindly play my video.
Thank you, my friend, for making me believe that I am important. Thank you, my teacher, for making me believe that I can achieve things. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for everything in my life. Thank you, everyone, for bringing brightness in my life.
Now I will hand over mic to Catherine, my international partner.
Hi again. Well, we are working with my students from 4th year, and we are still working. Working this project, they realize how words can affect their lives positively or in a negative way. Next slide, please. What do we learn from kind words? They feel safe, they learn to love, to respect each other, and they know that everyone matters, and they are strong. Next slide, please. Children who regularly receive kind words from adults are more likely to have a positive self-image and believe in their abilities. This can lead to higher levels of motivation and perseverance when faced with challenges. Kind words from adults can strengthen the bond between adults and children, creating a sense of trust and security. Children who feel supported and valued by adults are more likely to seek help when needed and form healthy relationships in the future. I think we as adults, our role as teachers, we must be a model. We have to inspire them and motivate them whenever they need support and encourage them so that they can be successful in life. Thank you.
Thank you to Miss Sadia and Miss Ramo for their inspiring presentation. I will now hand it back to Miss Mohseni to bring the exhibition to a close. Next slide.
Okay. Thank you so much, Arya, for your wonderful guest hosting. And thank you so much to all the students and teachers who presented for sharing about all of your amazing and inspiring work. Last but not least, thank you so much to the audience for attending this event, the special event, and actively participating in the discussion. We invite you to complete our very brief survey for the event, for which we are sharing the link in the chat box. And you can see here too. And this concludes the first session of the virtual project exhibition. Please join our next exhibition at 3 p.m. We are excited. 3 p.m. in GMT time. You know that our next session is at 3 p.m. GMT time. We are excited to have students and educators present for more amazing iEARN project. To learn more about iEARN and how to join, please visit our website or email us at membership@us.iern.org. Let me have you shown. Yeah, this one. So you can email to memberships@sunus.iern.org. We will be sending an email to all of you in the next week with the information we are sharing now. Okay. Thank you, Nicole. Finally, I would like to invite all of the hosts and presenters to come back on camera and wave and say goodbye in your language. Thank you all so much again, and we hope to see you soon in the next session.
Allah Hafiz.
Sayonara.
Allah Hafiz.
Bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz. Khuda Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you. Enjoyed a lot. Allah Hafiz.
روز خوبی داشته باشین.
Oh no.
که سندرا